What for decades belonged exclusively to the realm of science fiction and military speculation has just become a stark reality. In a top-secret air combat simulation organized by the U.S. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, a deep learning algorithm decisively defeated the Air Force's best fighter pilot in a head-to-head duel. The final score was a crushing 5-0, with the human failing to land a single effective shot, marking a definitive turning point in the history of military aviation. This historic event was neither an urban legend nor a poorly executed theoretical exercise. It was part of a series of advanced tests specifically designed to assess the extent to which a synthetic mind can take control of a combat aircraft in the most complex and stressful situations. The defense agency brought together several of the industry's leading military software developers to train neural network algorithms capable of autonomously piloting a virtual version of the renowned fourth-generation single-engine fighter in close-quarters dogfights. If you're passionate about the artificial intelligence revolution, the secrets of modern military aviation, and the future of air battles, subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. The computer program that had been the undisputed winner in the preliminary rounds was taken to the final test against the most formidable opponent imaginable. In the human-side simulation, Cockpit was not a novice or an average pilot, but an expert instructor from the prestigious Air Force Weapons School, a veteran with thousands of flight hours in real fighter jets and considered one of the world's leading specialists in visual air maneuvering tactics. Despite all the experience accumulated over years of elite training, the instructor's intuition and biological reflexes crashed against an insurmountable wall of logic. In each of the 5 symmetrical engagements, both aircraft started from exactly the same initial conditions, with the same altitude, the same amount of fuel, and the same aerodynamic performance parameters, ensuring that the outcome depended on decision-making. However, from the moment the crossing maneuver began, the synthetic mind took the initiative with an aggression and surgical precision that completely baffled the veteran military officer. The algorithm not only elegantly avoided each of the tactical traps and ambush attempts designed by the instructor, but also managed to position its aircraft at perfect firing angles time and time again. At the end of the 5th duel, the results table confirmed the beginning of a new era. The human had not only been defeated, but had also failed to get the machine in its sights, even once. The computer's crushing victory over the military aviation veteran wasn't due to greater speed or acceleration of its aircraft, as both virtual planes shared the exact same aerodynamic limits. The real difference lay in the software's processing physics and a level of aiming precision simply unattainable for human biology. While the human had to process visual information through their eyes, mentally calculate the rendezvous point, and manually adjust the control stick, the algorithm performed thousands of calculations per second instantaneously. This superhuman processing capacity allowed the synthetic mind to continuously make micro-adjustments to the flight path, correcting the nose alignment in fractions of a microsecond. In each crossing maneuver, the machine was able to calculate the exact angle to fire the aircraft's internal cannon from unusual positions, achieving precise hits at moments when a human pilot wouldn't even have attempted to pull the trigger, believing the sight was misaligned. A second key factor in the algorithm's success was the complete absence of physiological limitations under extreme gravitational forces. In a real cockpit, when an aircraft makes a sharp turn at high speed, the pilot's body experiences immense pressure equivalent to 9 times their own body weight. This tremendous force restricts blood flow to the brain, causing blackouts, momentary loss of consciousness, spatial disorientation, and devastating physical fatigue after just a few minutes of aggressive maneuvers. In the simulation environment, the synthetic mind operated without the constraints of the human body. The computer program could execute violent turns and continuous evasive maneuvers at the maximum physical limits of the aircraft's structure, maintaining clarity of judgment and perfect stability throughout the entire combat. The machine did not suffer from dizziness, did not lose its vision due to lack of oxygen in the retina, nor did it need to take a few seconds to recover physically from a demanding maneuver. Ultimately, the algorithm triumphed thanks to the complete absence of mental biases or safety habits learned during years of military training. Real fighter pilots are trained under strict flight safety regulations to avoid mid-air collisions, including maintaining minimum passing distances when two aircraft cross paths at supersonic speeds. The artificial intelligence lacked these psychological constraints in its code. It made crossings at microscopic distances from the opponent and executed unconventional trajectories that defied traditional tactical manuals, completely disorienting the military instructors' expected reactions. The undeniable success achieved in the virtual simulation booths immediately accelerated the military command's plans to transfer this computer brain to the real world of aviation. Air Force generals and strategists understood that the results obtained on the computers could not remain merely a laboratory experiment or a computer game. To definitively validate the superiority of the synthetic mind, it was essential to verify whether these same algorithms could respond with the same precision to the unpredictable physical variables of the real atmosphere, where wind, changes in air density, and gravity are not simply programmed equations. To carry out this historic transition, the military adapted a uniquely designed experimental fighter jet, capable of modifying its flight parameters to simulate the aerodynamic response of multiple aircraft types in flight. This test platform was equipped with the same deep reinforcement learning computer system that had defeated the instructor in the virtual simulation. On the test tracks of the renowned Edwards Air Force Base, located in the California desert, aeronautical engineers and programmers loaded the latest version of the code and prepared the aircraft to take full control of the controls in flight. Tests conducted over the desert confirmed that the artificial intelligence not only functioned in the safe environment of a computer server, but was fully capable of mastering the complex physics of the real world. In a series of high-risk trials, the algorithms took complete control of the aircraft in the air, executing aggressive close-quarters combat maneuvers and high-speed pursuits against other target fighters. Throughout the exercise, a human test pilot remained in the cockpit solely for safety reasons, ready to take control in the event of a computer failure. But the autonomous systems completed the mission from start to finish without requiring a single manual correction. The practical demonstration that an algorithm can pilot a fighter jet at extreme speeds and engage in real-time tactical dogfights forever changed the military command's view of the future of aerial warfare. However, the ultimate impact of this experiment does not point to the immediate or total replacement of humans in cutting-edge military aviation, but rather to the creation of an unprecedented hybrid model of tactical cooperation between humans and machines. This ultra-fast processing computer brain has become the cornerstone for the development of new collaborative fighter jet programs. The strategy for the coming decades envisions battle scenarios where next-generation manned fighters will fly at the front of formations, supported by an escort of fully autonomous robotic aircraft, while the human pilot focuses on global strategic decision-making and the ethical evaluation of combat. The synthetic brain aboard the drones will handle extreme evasive maneuvers, enemy radar tracking, and close-quarters combat, ensuring impenetrable protection for the lead aircraft. The undeniable success of these real-world tests is not merely an isolated technological experiment, but rather the catalyst for an irreversible transformation in global air warfare doctrine. The conclusions drawn from the simulation program have compelled the strategic commands of the world's major powers to rethink the very structure of their armed forces. The confirmation that a computer algorithm can overwhelmingly outperform even the best military pilots in close combat demonstrates that the human factor in the cockpit has ceased to be the cornerstone of tactical superiority and has instead become the primary limitation of military aviation. As fighter jets become faster, more agile, and capable of withstanding brutal accelerations, the pilot's flesh and blood body becomes the weakest link in the entire system. The limitations of vision, the biological reaction time to an unforeseen threat, and muscle fatigue impose a physical ceiling that no amount of training can overcome. In contrast, the synthetic mind evolves at an exponential rate, learning from millions of hours of simulation accumulated in a matter of days, and perfecting its tactics without ever suffering the burden of fatigue or the fear of death in the heat of battle. This new reality doesn't mean human pilots will disappear from the skies overnight, but rather that their role will change drastically. The future of air superiority belongs to a hybrid model of integration where humans abandon close-range combat maneuvers to become the conductor of a digital orchestra. The pilot of an advanced 5th or 6th generation fighter will remain flying at a safe distance, using their intuition, ethical judgment, and strategic awareness to monitor the theater of operations, while delegating high-risk missions to an escort of autonomous unmanned aircraft. These robotic support aircraft, powered by the same algorithms that defeated the military instructor in the simulation, will fly ahead of the formation to absorb enemy fire, map ground defenses, and engage in fierce dogfights against opposing fighters. Without a pilot on board, these aircraft can be designed with lighter structures, eliminating the need for heavy life support systems, ejection seats, or cockpit instrumentation, allowing them to be manufactured at a fraction of the cost of a conventional fighter and in truly massive quantities. The race for dominance in military artificial intelligence has unleashed fierce competition among major powers to see who can first implement these algorithms in their operational fleets. The nation that manages to perfect human-machine communication, ensuring that autonomous systems respond instantaneously to orders from central command without being neutralized by the rival's electronic warfare, will maintain absolute control of the skies in the conflicts of the 21st century. The era of romantic duels between flying aces has come to an end, giving way to a new age where the fate of aerial battles will be written by the lines of code of synthetic minds. If you were amazed to discover how artificial intelligence defeated the best fighter pilot and the historic shift this represents for the future of aviation, subscribe to the channel immediately, like this content, and share it with your friends who are passionate about military technology so we can continue exploring the frontiers of modern warfare together.